Welcome back to BetterAvecBourbon. With Jamaican Independence on August 6th, it seemed like the perfect opportunity for a tasting of Appleton Rum, which has a history that stretches back to 1749 and boasts Jamaica's oldest continuously operating rum distillery. Appleton, especially their signature bottle, serves as a workhorse in many cocktails and is known for its characteristic flavors that are both rich and bold. Today we'll be tasting their signature 12-year and 21-year rum to compare and contrast and also determine if age is just a number when it comes to rum. So gather all of your ingredients and let's get to it. Starting off, let's look at the Appleton Estate 21-year-old Nassau Valley casks. Nassau Valley is where Appleton makes all of their rum. Appleton believes the geography of Nassau Valley contributes to the success of their rum, as it relies on ancient water sources collected underground that are formed from the limestone karst topography, which naturally filters the water. The Appleton 21 is a blend of rums created from the Nassau Valley that have all been aged for a minimum of 21 years. See certificate included here. Also, take in this gorgeous box, where on the inside you can see the signature of Joy Spence, the master blender of Appleton, and the first female master blender in the spirits industry. Let's give this a quick dusting and open it up. The 21-year-old is the oldest in their core collection, but they also have a 50-year-old currently in their limited collection. It's 43%, so slightly up from the signature 40% ABV and 80 proof. And on the ribbon at the top, you can see the established year, 1749. But let's pour a dram of it, shall we? Grab your snifter or preferred tool-shaped tasting glass and pour an ounce. You can see it has this deep ruby, slightly ambered color, and I'll give it a swirl to help open it up as it's been sitting for some time. Even just doing this, you get so many aromas already, especially fruit, vanilla, and barrel notes. But let's give it a smell. Appleton says we should get floral scent that develops into a unique, mature, nutty bouquet with notes of deep vanilla, echoes of orange peel, nutmeg, warm coffee, and cocoa. For myself, I get sandalwood, vanilla, stone fruit, some citrus, and baking spice. For taste, they say the finish is long and dry, with a slight sweetness that is subtle on the palate. I get vanilla, apricot, and subtle dry smokiness thanks to the use of No. 1 American White Oak bourbon barrels. It's a delicious sip, almost leaning more cognac than a tropical Jamaican rum, but it's an enjoyable sip. Lots of tannins for some nice, thick lags on the glass. Now for my go-to rum and workhorse in cocktails like the Mai Tai, the Appleton 12. They're 12-year-old rare casks rum. But let's open it up and give it a sniff and a taste. On the front, it's got the similar 43% ABV as the 21-year, but here you can also see Joy Spence's name right on the front of the bottle. Appleton says the 12-year-old is proof that craftsmanship and talent need another ingredient to achieve excellence: joy. I couldn't agree more. Similar to the 21, the 12 is a blend of rums from Nassau Valley that have all been aged for a minimum of 12 years. For aroma, Appleton says toasted oak, dried fruit, and hazelnut, followed by notes of dark cocoa, molasses, orange peel, vanilla, and hints of coffee. It's a bit weaker on the nose than the 21, but as you can tell by the amount remaining, I've had this one for some time. It's got vanilla, some stone fruit, and baking spice. Something also important with Appleton, which might not occur to those less familiar with rum, is Appleton uses no additives for color, flavor, or otherwise. This is the real deal. Appleton says for finish we should get long, bittersweet, and luscious. And I tend to agree. Vanilla and smokiness, the smokiness coming from the bourbon barrels it's aged in, similar to the 21. Some orange peel and stone fruit once more, which might just be something I get from aged rum more generally. Really delicious, and for me, it's even more of a workhorse than the signature blend, as it's generally only $15 or so more and packs a ton of flavor thanks to the aging and the bourbon barrels. Another factor for Appleton's flavor is it uses traditional pot still distillate, which aligns their process more to scotch and cognac, and also is what they credit for their citrus flavor, and blends it with column still distillate, which they say balances the flavor, but also likely helps keep the cost reasonable. But onto the Appleton Estate Signature Rum. It's a blend of rums with an average age of 4 years, and is the first entry and probably most popular of their core collection. It's 40% and is a favorite for many thanks to the bold but sweet flavors it has. Some people refer to this as the Jamaican funk, but I think this oversimplifies and exotifies the complex flavors Appleton Rum has thanks to the unique geography and what some call tropical aging. That the high heat makes the reactions in the barrel make aging happen quicker. Believe or not, Appleton packs a punch. Appleton's Signature has a nice apricot color, a bit of a dainty pour, but this is more for the show as I've had this rum more than I'd care to admit. But let's swirl it around anyways. Appleton says for aroma we should get fruit forward with notes of dried apricots, fresh peach, and hints of molasses. And believe me, you can already smell the apricot, but let's get in there. Weakest nose of the three, but that's purely for how bold the age statement bottles are, but there's some apricot and fruitiness, a bit of baking spice in the back, but otherwise it's mostly the apricot note. Since being purchased by the Campari Group in 2012, there's been an attempt by Campari to have Appleton seen as more of a luxury product than a commodity, which as much as I miss the look of the old bottle, I can appreciate the attempt as rum is criminally underrated. But let's give it a taste. Appleton says for finish we should get rich and mildly sweet, with short citrus and nutty notes. For taste I get vanilla, apricot, but it tastes young. Lacks the mouthfeel of the 12 and especially the 21, but at this price point and as more of a mixing rum, you really can't go wrong. Well, let's line them up for some family photos and talk about use cases and favorites. The Signature is a lot of people's first impressions of aged rum, and for good reason. It's fruity, making it perfect for cocktails and mixed drinks, easy to find, and makes you question why people bother buying inferior spiced rum. The 12 is well crafted, earning its place in many tiki and tropical drinks, but can easily be a sipper as well. Try it sometime with a coconut ice rock, and you won't be disappointed. And lastly, the 21. It's best suited as a sipper, especially given the price is about 3 times that of the Appleton 12, which I can find for as low as 50 Canadian. But I have occasionally blended it with the 12 for some added age. In terms of pecking order, the Signature is in last place, but a few sips of the 12 and you'll understand why the extra 15 is worth it. Which, given the praise, you shouldn't be surprised the 12 is my favorite in the lineup, and likely my favorite rum in general. It's got rich flavors and a mouthfeel deserving of being a sipper, and it's bold while also being reasonable enough in price that it can be used in cocktails, elevating every drink it's used in. The 21 is definitely a treat, but pound for pound, I'm picking the 12, especially when factoring the price difference. But I've got 2 others in the core lineup to try, the 8 and the 15, but for now, I'm perfectly happy with this trio. Thanks everyone for watching. What's your favorite rum? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like it, hit that like button, press subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.